everybody? Cinema this here with your daily video, and happy still Friday to each and every one of you. Still trying to work out the kinks of these videos, these new videos I'm going to start shooting. If I'm even going to start shooting these videos this way, I still haven't figured completely what's going on yet, but trying something new, as you guys have noticed over the last video. So I think what I'm going to start doing is maybe shooting the video starting like at night and then going into the next day. I think it's going to work out better that way because then I could shoot everything and I can still get videos uploaded early for Patreon subscribers, and I won't be staying up like super late trying to get videos uploaded, and I can edit like midday and so I think it's gonna work out better that way. So I think that's what I'm gonna do. Yeah, the video I shot earlier today is actually uploading as we speak right there. It is 7 minutes left to finish uploading. So I still have an evening ahead of me, and I'm going to watch some more movies. And what am I going to watch? I think I'm going to check out some stuff I actually picked up earlier today. I'm going to check out 2 PBS documentaries. We're going to check out New York Underground, and I think if I have time, which I'm pretty sure I will, I'm going to watch the Great Old Amusement Park. So I think I'm in the mood for documentaries tonight. So I think I'm going to watch both of these. That is the plan, to check out both of these documentaries. I think they're like an hour long each. Not so bad. So basically the length of like one long movie. Cool. I also got myself some delicious pizza right here from Domino's. I, for the longest time, stopped eating Domino's. Not because I had anything wrong with it. It's just I ate it so much. I got sick of it. But I haven't had this in like months. So kind of excited to get back into some Domino's. And, I got a soda. I know, man, I have no willpower whatsoever. So 5 days of drinking nothing but water. Until today, when I ruined it with a soda. But I'm still gonna not, this doesn't mean I'm off the thing. I will still continue to drink plenty of water, lots of water. But I might have to break it every now and then with a soda. I know. I have no willpower. But it doesn't mean tomorrow I'm going to wake up and go out and get lunch and get a soda or anything like that. I don't plan on doing that. I'm still going to get a water. I just have kind of a headache right now. And I'm just kind of in like a sort of mood. So I kind of want a soda. And I'm getting one. So deal with it. Whatever. It is what it is. Yeah, and as you guys have noticed, I eat horribly. I am a horrible eater. What did I eat in like the videos? What did I eat today so far? I got like a burger in the video I uploaded already today. I got like chicken nuggets in that video, and now I'm eating pizza. So I'm a horrible, horrible eater. I eat the worst food ever. I should be a lot bigger than I am right now. But anyway, so all right, so I'm gonna eat some pizza. I'm gonna check out some documentaries. Let's get down to it. Okay, guys. So I just took my first swig of soda here in a while, and I was really expecting to be drinking that and going, oh my god, so good. I just kind of drank it and went, okay, so maybe this has been working to the point where I'm not really craving soda anymore. I thought I really wanted a soda, but now that I drank it, I'm kind of just like, okay. So good. That's really good. So yeah, this water thing is good. Because maybe it means I'm going to want more water, or I can branch off into other sorts of drinks or something like that may be more healthy for me than soda. Because I am definitely not really craving this as much as I thought I would. I got like a large Coke, so I thought, oh, I'm so thirsty, but it's good. It tastes good, but I don't need that. So awesome. That is good. I don't need a soda. Wow. That's amazing. So, yeah, so again, this is working. I'm happy about that. So, all right, just want to let you guys know. Maybe my addiction is somewhat kicked.
Tonight on The American Experience, beneath the streets, under buildings, below a river, they would build a subway, or they would die trying.
Well, all right, finished up New York Underground. This is actually from the American Experience series. This was actually a really great watch, all about the first subway system ever built in New York, and very interesting to hear all about it and hear about the actual first subway that was even tried, and how even back in like the early the late 1800s, how even back then things were so like I guess corrupt, you would say, in the sense that certain corporations, didn't want the subway system because they would take away from their transportation, that they're making money off above ground, and how they kind of kept shooting down the idea of a subway system so it didn't impede on them making money. I mean, just capitalism, you gotta love it. So really interesting and really fun to learn about how when they the first ever the time they tried to do a subway system, how it was very short. It was all like used. It was done with like compressed air or something like that. It was crazy, and it was only short. It couldn't travel for long distances, so it never really would have worked in the sense that they could have built like a huge subway system out of this technology. But they kind of shadily kind of like BS their way into building this because it kept getting shot down and shot down and shot down by, you know, evil, corrupt corporations and capitalism. Kept getting shut down. So they ended up building it. And then when they opened it up, it was like this huge, grand, big thing. Like, hey, look what we did in secrecy. But, you know, it's amazing and everything like that. And kind of paved the way for, okay, well, we can build a subway system because everybody thought, oh, it can't be done. Who knows? Even though other cities around the world, over in Europe and even here in the United States, were already building them, people still didn't know if it could be done in New York and whatnot, and to kind of prove that it could be, and just pave the way for the first ever full underground, you know, subway system in New York. And it was just really interesting to learn about all the people who, you know, what went into building it, and how many people were like injured and unfortunately died, and all the horrible accidents that happened and whatnot, and just what went into like literally the blood, sweat, and tears that went into building this subway system and how it was built. Very interesting that a lot of it was built simply by just digging down instead of digging underground. They would literally have the subway follow a lot of the streets, and they would just shut down the street, dig up the street, build the subway underneath, and then put the street back on top of it, which is really kind of a brilliant idea, I suppose. A good way to do it. Probably cuts down on the issues of safety and whatnot if you're not tunneling. Because apparently, like originally they were like, well, we could build it like, you know, way underground and whatnot, but they were afraid that people would be afraid to get, you know, be traveling so far underground, and that would be inconvenient because you'd have to like get your way, you know, however, whether you walked or an elevator or whatever you use to get down underground, it would be a hassle to get way down under there, and people at that point would just be like, well, it's a hassle to even take this subway, we're just going to walk or take other means of transportation, there's no need, it's a hassle. So they wanted to build it as close to the surface as they possibly could to make it convenient. You walk down a small flight of stairs, boom, you're there. Also, the way they built up these just grand, beautiful subway stations, you know, all tiled. Each one they were saying was unique. Like everyone had their own. No two were like the same. They were all tiled differently. They all had different like mosaics and all kinds of stuff. Everyone looked different, and they did that smart thinking to make you know where you were. You would know that, oh, that one with like the so-and-so mural that's tiled this way, that's the so-and-so station. The one that's tiled this way with the so-and-so mural, that's this station. You would know them just by the way they looked. I thought that was really a brilliant idea. So just an absolutely fantastic documentary, just again explaining the first ever subway system in New York, and just what went into building that and whatnot, which is just absolutely amazing. It was a feat of just ingenuity, a great ingenuity. I know the words I'm trying to use, especially when they were like building like underground, or under the, not underground, but under the water. They had to build underneath like rivers and stuff. That was pretty amazing. That was something that back then was like, you know, insanely difficult to do. I'm sure it's not easy even these days, but even back then it was like near impossible, and they managed to do it. One guy even got sucked out. There was like an air pocket thing, and the guy that got sucked out from the tunnel they were working in got sucked through the sand and the mud and shot out the top of the river and lived. How crazy is that? Can you imagine working in this tunnel and like you hitting like this air pocket, and it like apparently like sucks all the air out of like the tunnel you're working in and just shoots it up to like the surface out of the water? Could you imagine like all that suction sucking you like up through that, and you go up through the sand and the mud of the river and pop out on the top? How insane of a trip must that be? What a story. So very cool. Definitely recommend checking this one out. PBS documentaries are fantastic, and this one was no different. It was great.
On a hot summer day, there may be no better place on earth than in one of these great old amusement parks.
If you don't like those big parks, come here.
All right, so the second title of the night that I checked out was another great PBS documentary here with great old amusement parks, and oh my god, Do I love this documentary? I've seen this on TV a few times. It is great. I love amusement parks. I'm a huge fan. You guys know how much I love Disney, but I also love old amusement parks, and I love the old amusement parks. I like amusement parks that have character. That's why I like Disney. I like the theming. That's why I'm not really, oh, have you ever been to Universal and whatnot? I have. I don't like it as much. I don't like the theming there as much. I know I hear that Harry Potter's pretty cool. I gotta check that out sometime. But the theming there's just not great. I remember when I was a kid, I went to Busch Gardens, Williamsburg, and I thought it was amazing and whatnot. Until I started going to more amusement parks with better theming, like Walt Disney World and even like Knoebels and stuff like that. And they had character. And I went to these parks and I loved them. And then I went to Busch Gardens. I was like, it was okay. It just didn't have that character, that great feeling. I mean, part of it did. Part of it was kind of in the woods. I kind of like that area. But the rest of it was just kind of like, I don't know. It could have been better. I love parks just with character. That's why I like character and heart, and that's why I love Walt Disney World, and that's why I also love a park that's maybe like 2 hours away called Knoebels. It's an amusement park in Ellisburg, Pennsylvania. It's a very old amusement park. I think it just turned 90 years old or something like that. It's all set in the woods, all old rides, and is very much in tune to what exactly they're talking about in this documentary. In fact, I was kind of bummed they didn't mention it. But with that being said, there are not a ton. There's not a ton of like old amusement parks left, but there are enough around that they're certainly not going to get around to mentioning every single one in this documentary. That's not going to happen. Unfortunately, Knoebels made the cut. It wasn't in here, unfortunately. But it is a great old amusement park that fit in exactly with a lot of the amusement parks they were showing. A lot of the ones I was watching on here, I was like, they could tell me right now this is Knoebels, and I would totally believe them. It looks like Knoebels. So I love this documentary, and they even talk about two old amusement parks that are right here in Pennsylvania, out more towards like the Pittsburgh area, that I would really like to visit. In fact, as I'm watching this documentary, I quickly Googled them on my phone, went to their website, and bookmarked them, so maybe I can go out there sometime. Watching this really made me want to travel some more. In fact, I'm thinking, I wonder if I can convince Mrs. Sickness to maybe letting me disappear for like once a month or something like that to head to some of these parks, because they're not really expensive, the parks themselves, but I looked up lodging. Once you add lodging and everything to it, it gets expensive. You know, lodging, gas, the amusement park, food, all that stuff can get very expensive. So I was like, man, if I could just drive out there, basically, you know, yeah, gas, food, the price, the admission to the park, but then just like sleep in my car for the night and then drive back, because they're about the two parks I was looking at are about 4 hours away each. Yeah, that you could do that in a day, but that's a lot of driving, and I get very tired. Driving always puts me to sleep. I don't know why. I hate driving long distances. I always get really tired driving long distances. So I was like, man, you know, maybe I could just drive out there, visit the park, sleep in my car. You know, parks are on the side of the road. Sleep in my car that night, and then drive home. I was thinking, man, I wonder if my wife will let me sneak away like 1 weekend a month or something and let me do that, because I would love to do that, and I could bring you guys along with me. Oh my god, would I ever love to shoot some videos like that. You guys know I'm trying to like incorporate some more stuff into my videos recently, just to kind of change things up, so things stop getting so stale. I know you guys like a lot of the stuff you've been seeing the last 5 years, but for me it's like I gotta change it up. I want to bring something new to this. So man, that'd be so much fun. I don't know, maybe it'll happen. Well, let's see. I want to travel some more, and I want to visit some of the parks. Actually, I want to visit every park they were showing here, but some of them are a little bit of a distance away. But definitely a lot of parks in here I want to check out. So this is a great documentary, again, all about great old amusement parks. And it's the amusement parks with like the old roller coasters and all the old rides, like the Whip and bumper cars and old wooden roller coasters and all these just crazy old rides that you just don't see too much these days in modern amusement parks. That's why there's an amusement park near me in Allentown, Pennsylvania. It's about 45 minutes away, called Dorney Park. Loved that park when I was a kid. It was awesome. It had a very family-friendly kind of picnicky park sort of feel. It was great. It was awesome. It's now turning into like, I don't know if you guys have ever been to a Six Flags. It kind of feels like a Six Flags nowadays. It feels way too modern, way too many modern roller coasters, way too many modern rides. They kind of took the family-friendly picnicky park aspect and kind of kicked it out onto the curb and brought in this whole like modern amusement park feel. And my wife and I went there a few years ago, and I was just like, I don't ever want to come here again. This isn't the park I remember when I was a kid. When I was a kid, I loved this place, and the place is still like that. And this isn't me just being nostalgic. This is just me thinking back to what the park used to be and how it used to be a much more kind of just fun park with heart. Again, that's the thing. Heart. Character. I want a park with heart and character, not just another cookie cutter modern day amusement park with how many crazy roller coasters can we put in here and how many crazy, just whatever rides, thrill. I don't care about that. I might, that's why I love Knoebels. It's got two, Knoebels actually just put a new steel coaster in, so I hope they're not getting too carried away. Hopefully Knoebels doesn't become, they don't really have the space to expand, I don't think, into something like huge like that, but it's got these two old wooden roller coasters, and they just put a steel one in, but they have two old roller coasters, all these very old rides. There's, my wife always says, she likes the park, but she's like, there's not a lot to do here. And I'm like, yeah, but who cares? It's the character. It's fun. I just love going there. I could go there and not ride rides. In fact, I have. My friend, his uncle has a place up there, and I go up with him a lot. In fact, he's the one who introduced me to Knoebels, and I go up there with him a lot. And we'll usually go up there, and for the day, we'll go on rides and whatnot. And then if we go up for like a long weekend, we'll go back to the park every day, but only maybe the first day or something like that, we'll ride rides. And the second and third day, we're just walking around the park, having fun, eating really good food, just having a good time, playing in the arcade, just watching people, people watching, just relaxing, just having an awesome time in the just a great park that you can have a great time in because it has heart, it has character. It's a very just fun park to go to, and that is what all the parks in here really look like. I want to visit. Also remind me of Dollywood. I want to go to Dollywood someday. One of these days I'll get out there. So just absolutely fantastic documentary. Highly recommended. If you're like me, you're just a sucker for just classic American amusement parks just with heart and character. This is one to check out. You will absolutely love this. Again, I've seen this documentary many times on TV. I'm so happy now to own it, and I will watch this about 1,000 more times. All right, guys, good morning, or I guess by this point, good afternoon. It's actually 1:30 in the afternoon. It is now Saturday, and me and the family, we're actually going to head out to the King of Prussia Mall. They just did some new construction out there. We're going to go check it out. Apparently, the grand opening was, I think, Thursday or something like that, but we're going to go out today and check it out. Check out all the new construction, everything they built out there, which is going to be pretty fun. I am in the car currently now with Cinema Sickness Jr. Sean, say hi. He's right there in the mirror. Miss Sickness, we're still waiting for her. She's getting ready. She'll be out here any minute. But yes, we're head out to the King of Prussia Mall. Again, very excited for the new construction and checking it all out. So let's head out there and see what they built.
61. Enjoy the rest of your day.
So before we check out the construction, decided to get some lunch, and I ended up going with some Five Guys here because you guys know how much I love eating disgusting food. I ended up having to get a soda, unfortunately. I was going to get a water, but their water was all warm for whatever reason. They decided not to put ice on their water, and it was all warm. So I actually did want to get a water. I did not want to get a Coke. I just didn't have a choice. I had to go with that. And Miss Sickness here got some salad with some chicken on it. See, Miss Sickness Jr. here is eating some chicken. Oh.
You got it, baby?
He's loving it. Is that yummy? Yeah, all right. So, we're going to enjoy the food, and then we're going to go check out all the new construction. All right, so we were just headed to Primark, because that's where Miss Sickness wants to go. She wants to check out some stuff in there. Loves that store. But as we're walking past, look at this, Entertainment Exchange. This is new. This was not here last time I was here. And I see Blu-rays and DVDs and video games and all kinds of stuff in there. Let's go in. Let's see what they got. All right, so into Entertainment Exchange for my first time ever. Very nice looking store. I was definitely impressed. Right in front here, lots of Blu-rays. Very excited about that. Plenty of games in this store as well. They do carry lots of games. Unfortunately, no Game Boy. They don't carry Game Boy, which is the only game system I collect for, so that kind of stinks. But what are you going to do? Lots of DVDs. That definitely got me very excited. Definitely had to look through all these. Plenty of movies to look through, which is great. They also had a lot of seasons as well on DVD right here, which is really cool. Some decent stuff in here that I was pretty excited about, but I did end up passing on. This was pretty cool, though. They actually had a season of Total Drama Island. This was a really cool find. Never seen this before out in the wild, but at 15 bucks, I did pass. And Seasons of the Donna Reed Show, really cool to see that as well. But they look like old rental copies, so at 8 bucks a piece, very cool. But for old rental copies, I did pass. This is the only thing I was even interested in. For $5, I would have grabbed this, but as you can see, they don't keep their, it's one of those stores that don't keep their DVDs in the cases, they keep them behind the counter in sleeves, and that is horrible, and ends up scratching the discs, so I did have to pass on that because the discs were scratched. So plenty of Blu-rays here. Unfortunately, the Blu-rays weren't priced very well. Their DVDs were priced pretty good. I was very impressed by the pricing of their DVDs, but as far as Blu-rays concerned, prices not so great, so I did pass on that. So really cool store. Definitely love this place.
You think so? I stopped my loot crate.
Well, alright guys, interesting store. I actually ended up not getting anything from in there. Unfortunately, they're one of those stores that do not keep their discs inside the case. I guess they're afraid people are going to steal. So what they actually do is they keep all the discs, behind the counter, in sleeves. The only thing I really saw in there that I had any interest in was that, was it Wascally Wabbit or something like that? The new Bugs Bunny cartoon show that I've actually never seen. They had like season 1, part 1 of that. Would have grabbed it, but they had 3 copies. All 3 had scratched discs, and I think the scratches came from the fact that they're putting them in sleeves because they had the only discs that were scratched were the discs that were like touching the sleeves. The disc that was on top was scratch free in all 3 sleeves, and it was the bottom disc that was scratched in every one of them. So I'm assuming the scratches were coming from them putting them in sleeves and not from them being actually scratched. Had they not put them in sleeves, had they kept them in the case, all 3 of those probably would have been scratch free, and I would have bought one. I would have spent some money there, but because they put them in those sleeves, they got destroyed. They did say, oh, we can resurface them for you. You guys know how I feel about resurfacing. I was like, no thank you, I will pass on this. Really, you don't want me to resurface it? I was like, nah, I don't do resurfacing. So I had to pass. As far as their prices are concerned, Blu-rays I thought were a little overpriced, but DVDs were pretty well priced. Some of the stuff I thought was like, it was a mix. Some of the DVDs I was like, maybe overpriced, and some of the DVDs I actually thought were underpriced. So not a bad store. Store I would definitely go into again. Like I said, prices were okay. They weren't the best prices ever. They weren't like thrift store prices or something like that. They weren't like thrift store prices or anything like that, but they were still pretty good prices, and as such, I will definitely be going back in there again, even though they do put their discs in sleeves, and I might run the risk of getting scratch discs. We will see. Reach the end of the video. So we shall see. I don't know, but like I said, not a bad store, interesting store, and the prices weren't horrible. Just unfortunately, I can't get past the fact that they put stuff in sleeves. That really does bug me, and ruined the sale basically, because I probably would have bought those DVDs had they kept them in the case. They probably would have been in good condition. But oh well, what are you gonna do? So interesting store, new hunting grounds. That's always fun. Let's go in Primark and see if we can find Miss Sickness and Cinema Sickness Jr. Well, all right, guys, here we are at the King of Prussia expansion, the upper level expansion at the King of Prussia Mall. You see this black line down here going all the way across? Used to just be a wall. Now this actually connects the plaza to the court. What it used to be was the King of Prussia Mall. We're going to have a lot of that in this video. The King of Prussia Mall used to be kind of like 2 malls. There was the court, and then there was the plaza. The court being a smaller mall, which was actually a very large mall compared to a lot of other malls. And then the plaza, which was like their big, huge main mall. But for whatever reason, it was split into 2. I don't know why they thought that'd be a good idea. And to get from one to the other, you actually had to walk. It was down that way. You actually had to walk down that way and go like across a parking lot, and it was only kind of covered. It was open to the elements, with the exception of like one area had like a roof above you. So I guess if it was raining, you wouldn't get wet. Although you would end up getting wet, since at part of that walkway, you had to walk across like area where a car would drive, and that there was no roof over that, so you were going to get a little wet if it was raining. If it was cold out, you would have to deal with the fact that it was like 90 degrees below and you're walking out into the cold, and it sucked. And back when my friends and I used to be mall rats here, back in like, was that middle school, high school, when I was a mall rat here, we used to always say to ourselves, why is it they have never connected these 2 malls? Why didn't they just build just a walkway, maybe put some shops or something like that, just build a walkway from one mall to the other and connect them? It would make sense. You would not have to walk outside, and they had never done it until 2016. They finally put this expansion in here, which connects the one mall to the other mall, and as you can see, it's lined with stores, which is really cool. That is totally awesome. So it's just another expansion of the mall now, which is awesome. You can get from one side to the other without ever having to go outside, and that actually makes sense, and it's brilliant, and it's fantastic. And I know to most of you it's probably no big deal, and you probably do not care about this, but for me, for somebody who's been coming to this mall ever since they were a little kid, and then was a mall rat here back in his middle school, high school days, this is pretty awesome. And this is something my friends and I, again, for many years of saying they should build, and they finally have, and it's awesome. So we're gonna walk through, we're gonna check it out. I am excited. Again, I know I'm just being a dork, but man, I am excited for this to open up. All right, so just walked across the new expansion. Very cool, looked amazing. But one weird thing about this, when you get to the end, you have to either take an elevator or the escalator down to the actual second level. You kind of come out on this weird third level thing. See, there's the second level, and down there is the first level. So kind of weird. I thought this was gonna bring you out into the second level. It does not. It brings you out into, again, a weird sort of third level thing. So, cool. The link is pretty awesome, but kind of strange the way, again, it just brings you out into like nothing. You just walk over and there's just a glass wall right here, and you have to use something to go downstairs to make it into the actual court over here. So very strange the way they did that, but nevertheless, it's still pretty cool. And man, did that ever look beautiful. I will say the one thing about this new expansion, I feel really bad for Macy's, because the walkway that you used to get from the one mall to the other used to lead you in right into Macy's. You left a mall entrance, but when you entered into this section of the mall, you actually entered through Macy's. So think of all that foot traffic. Thousands and thousands and thousands of people a day going from one mall to the other mall would have to. You had no choice. You would have to walk through Macy's. So tons of foot traffic. I'm sure many sales made just by people simply walking through and seeing something and say, hey, I want that. But now they're not going to get that foot traffic anymore. I wonder if they're going to have to pay less money now for their space. I hope so, because I'm sure they were paying premium for this space right here due to all the free foot traffic and all the free, basically, advertisement they would get from all the people walking through the walkway between the two malls. So I don't know, hopefully they don't have to pay as much money now, but it does kind of suck for Macy's that they're losing all that foot traffic. It is what it is, but that expansion just looked absolutely amazing. It was fantastic. I love it. So poor Macy's, but good for us. Wow, guys, this new expansion, this new Link expansion is absolutely beautiful. This place is amazing. So this is already the largest mall on the East Coast, and it's already kind of known for being a really upscale, fancy mall, and I think they just topped themselves. This is just absolutely beautiful. It looked really nice from the outside. I was wondering what it was going to look like from the inside, and it looks phenomenal. But what's crazy about this is there's a food court in here as well. So yes, the new expansion here, the new Link, actually has a food court, which is crazy because that now means this mall has 4 food courts. They have 2 over in the plaza, 1 in the court, and now 1 here halfway through this this expansion, this Link right now, which is just absolutely crazy. They got a Shake Shack in here. That's awesome. Their food's pretty good. I'm actually kind of excited about that. There's a Shake Shack out kind of in the parking lot area, and I never really go there, but now there's actually one in the mall. I'm gonna have to hit this up more often. So again, guys, this is really beautiful. I am just taken back by how nice this looks. I honestly can't, I didn't even envision this way. I didn't know what it was gonna look like. I thought it was gonna be just kind of like a straight corridor of just from shops, but this looks like it's always been here. It looks like it should be here. I mean, seriously, guys, this is nice. So again, it looks like it's just always should have been here. Looks like it was built when the mall was built. Doesn't look like, you know, they just added something on quickly. They put some time and some effort into this. There's all kinds of like sculptures around here, amazing stores. A lot of the stores, as you can see, aren't open yet. They got a lot of stores that are coming. Pretty much looks like all these areas that are closed right now are all gonna be filled. They all have signs on them saying what stores are coming in. So it looks like, you know, we're not gonna have any empty storefronts here. They're all gonna pretty much be filled. This is really nice, guys. I am blown away by this. Again, I've said for so many years now this should be built, and it finally is, and it totally just lived up to every last bit of expectation that I had. I thought it was going to be cool, and it definitely is cool. I mean, look, guys, sculptures, all kinds of stuff here. I'm blown away. This is amazing. So definitely a fun day. Very happy to come out here and check this out. Totally cool. Looks amazing, and again, I don't know what else to say but the fact that I'm just blown away by how awesome this new expansion is. Alright, guys, we have gone from the largest mall on the East Coast to what is now supposedly the largest Target on the East Coast, or so I am told. I haven't heard anything official on that, but apparently this is the largest Target on the East Coast. It is pretty big. I don't know if it's bigger than other Targets I've been in, but supposedly it is. So we are now at Target. Let's go do some shopping, look around. I actually have not been to Target in weeks, which is crazy for me. I'm usually here like every other day. So looking forward to seeing if they have any good deals going on. Maybe they have some media for sale. I don't know. Let's go check it out. So Brittany got a berry tea sangria. I got a bottle of water, and they were super nice here at Starbucks. They gave Sean his own free water. Did you get your free water, buddy? Well, not a single thing here I want to pick up. They do have some seasons on sale, which is really cool. Things like Archer for $8, and New Girl for $8, and Last Man on Earth for $8, and all these decently priced season sets. But it's all stuff I already have. And although there are a lot of cool things here, just for the prices, I'm not going to pay it. So nothing good on sale. Nothing good I want to pick up. These are horrible. Do not buy these. These only have a few random episodes on them. These are like the worst things ever. They really should have re-released these as the original volume sets. That would have made sense. It would have been such a better buy. I do not get why they re-released them like that. They're going to release like 500 of these volumes now to make up the entire series. I don't get it. So all the $5 titles are marked down to $4.50. I think some were $4.75. So some sales going on, but none that interest me. Nothing I want to pick up. It is what it is. So earlier today we were at the King of Prussia Mall, which is this grand, huge, fantastic, fancy pants mall, largest mall on the East Coast, and now we are here at the Coventry Mall, which is a dead, dying mall. This mall, there's nothing here anymore. This mall is sad. It is more or less dead. I have no idea why this mall is even still open to this day. I don't know. I'm surprised it hasn't closed yet. Apparently there was talk of it closing, but it never did. It's still open. It's still here, but there's barely anything in it. But what this mall does have, and the entire reason I want to come here, is for FYE. There's something in FYE that I definitely want to pick up. So let's go in and let's grab it. Well, all right, guys, back from my fun-filled day with the family. And as you saw, last stop was FYE. And I picked up something pretty cool here, so let's take a look at what I ended up grabbing. Found out about this on Blu-ray.com. Found out that this was only $9.99 right now, and that is the limited edition Blu-ray gift set of Terminator Genesis with the Endo Skull. Look at that. Limited edition gift set includes Endo Skull and Blu-ray combo pack. Look at that. Pretty awesome. This is only $9.99 right now at FYE. Definitely marked down quite a bit. I don't see a pricing on how much this was originally going for, but still very cool to get this for $10. I do already have Terminator Genesis, but I've been getting in more and more into like these collectible packagings when I can get them for a good price. I'm certainly not going to be that guy who goes out and pays like $100 for one of these, but for $10, I'll grab it. So we are being joined by the ever lovely Cinnamon. Let's crack into this, and I want to see what the Endo Skull looks like out of the package. So we are going to open this up, which I wanted to open anyway. I'm not the type of person to keep this sealed. My other copy of Genesis I will end up putting up on Listia. So I will keep this copy. So let's open this up. I want to do this without destroying anything. And let's see if that's possible. I hate when this like stuff sticks. Seriously, I don't want to tear this box. That would really upset me. There we go. There's one side, and there's the other side. All right. So it just slides out here. There's the combo pack. Comes with a digital copy as well. The Blu-ray DVD Digital HD combo pack of Terminator Genesis. Pretty awesome. And then here is the Endo Skull. Awesome. So it's just kind of a thick plastic skull. It's just a little display piece. I don't even know how you're supposed to like. It doesn't even like let's say this is the table. Like it kind of just sits like that, I guess. You think it maybe would sit like that, but no, it kind of sits like that. It's kind of weird. So it's not the most amazing thing in the world. It's just a little plastic Endo Skull. So it is what it is, but it's a cool little collectible. I thought it'd be pretty neat to grab. So that's pretty awesome. I do like this. I liked Genesis. I thought it was a decent movie. So awesome. Again, only $9.99 right now at FYE. Not too bad. So I had to run in there and pick this up. Called them ahead of time, and they held a copy for me, so that was really nice of them. So very awesome, very cool. Again, $10 for this. Figured why not pick it up. Just a fun little collectible to add to my shelves behind me. Not probably the top row, but behind me, below me, there's all kinds of collectible sets, and I'll just add this to that. So really cool for only $10. Again, figured I'd pick it up. Just a neat little piece. So there you go, guys. That is it for today's daily video. Definitely a fun day with the family. Heading out to the mall was really cool. To check out that new like expansion, the new like I don't know, skyway, whatever we're going to call it, the new walkway, the link, I guess we'll call it the new link between the two malls. Again, there used to be a huge, large section of the mall and then like a smaller section of the mall. They were separated by like a walkway where you had to go outside. They finally enclosed it. As you guys saw, it was pretty amazing, and it was really beautiful. They did a great job on that link. It looks fantastic. So it was really cool going out there and checking that out with the family. My wife was really interested in seeing that, and so was I. We're both big fans of that mall. And then hitting up Target and at the mall there was also that what was it called? And what was the name of that store? I don't remember the name of that store. That new store that I can't remember. Something Exchange, or I am totally forget entertainment. Like I forget the name of that. I really forget the name of that store. But you guys saw the new like DVD, Blu-ray, video game store. It's like the Media Exchange or something like that. It's called. That was really cool. That store is open now, so that's going to be a new fun hunting place. I'm very excited about that. I had never been in one of those stores. I think it's a chain store from what I saw online. So I think it's that's not just a one-time store. It's a whole chain. But very cool they opened one of those up. I will definitely be stopping in there more often. I didn't love the store because some of the prices were a little high on like their Blu-rays and stuff. But DVD-wise, their prices were pretty good. It's just the fact that they put the discs in sleeves to, I guess, prevent people from stealing them. That kind of upsets me and kind of ruins things because the discs can get scratched that way. Like I said, the title I wanted to get, they had 3 copies of, and all the copies, the disc on top seemed to be in good condition. It was the disc on bottom that seemed to have like scratches on it, and I'm pretty sure that was from shoving it into a plastic sleeve. So they probably scratched up their discs. That's horrible, but it is what it is. But still, that, Target, and then running out to FYE and picking up this cool Terminator Genesis, like collectible endo skull packaging. That's pretty neat. So that's awesome. So all in all, a fun day. So hope you guys are enjoying this new way of me doing videos. I'm just testing it out right now. Still not a guarantee, but I am testing it out. But it's looking like maybe this is the way to go because a lot of you guys are leaving really good comments. Yesterday's video, you guys left like amazing, or I should say today's video, you guys left amazing comments. You had super nice stuff to say, and I really did appreciate that. You guys are saying more videos like this, more and more and more and more. So if you guys seem to like these videos, I will keep doing them. So leave some comments down below if you're enjoying this style of video, and I will keep them coming. I'm enjoying shooting them, and I'll keep doing them if you guys want me to. I'm having fun with this. So all right, guys, that's it. So like I always say, thank you guys so much for checking this video out. But you hit that like button down below. Also, if you want to see a brand new video from me every single day, then hit that subscribe button and you're going to get one. And also, if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, one of many designs. In fact, I have some more coming soon that I'll show you guys. But if you want to grab yourself a Cinema Sickness t-shirt, hoodie, hats, tank tops, baby gear, kids gear, buttons, all kinds of cool Cinema Sickness gear, head over to cinemasickness.spreadshirt.com where you can get yourself some of those. And also, if you want to get early access to most of my videos and just show your support and your thanks and appreciation for my videos, then head over to patreon.com/cinemasickness for every tiny little bit of helps, and it's definitely going to help out these videos. If I'm going to shoot videos this way, Patreon will definitely help out with paying for gas and stuff to get places to shoot for you guys. So yeah, definitely now more than ever. Of course, with me being out of a job, definitely now more than ever will it help. And again, you guys will gain early access to most of my videos, so that's cool. So it's a little something for you guys as well. So any tiny little bit helps and is very much greatly appreciated. So again, that is it. Thanks for watching. Have a good one, and I will see you all later on today. So I'll see you guys later. Bye.